I want to talk to you about something that could save you a lot of cash. So let's talk about personal lines of credit that pull TransUnion.
One in a million, one in a million, one in a million. You know they're coming up to me, cause I'm just the kind of flower that's stinging from the beat, but the rhythm's getting higher. Go, 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 go. One in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million.
Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Q Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about personal lines of credit that pull TransUnion. Number 5, we have BMO Harris. Our score, 8.4 over 10. So when you think about BMO Harris, I want you to think about a great bank. The only problem is that they are geo-restricted. In other words, they are geographically limited. They are only in a constellation of states, not in a lot of states, that is. So they are in Arizona, they are in Florida, they are in Indiana, Kansas, Minnesota, Missouri, and Wisconsin. So if you are in those states, that's great for you. If not, I just want you to skip to the next bank. But when we talk about personal line of credit from BMO Harris, they call it the BMO line of credit. So this is actually provides a little extra cash when you need it, and this is kind of cool. And if you don't want to pay interest or on what you don't use, this is kind of great. And what we love with BMO Harris is that their customer service is fantastic. So if you have any questions, you want to give them a call at 1-888-340-2265. 1-888-340-2265, and the rates on the line of credit start at 13%. Okay, and so the bottom line here is that you have the cash you need to reach the goals that you want with the personal line of credit from BMO Harris. I'm talking about home improvements, emergency fund, consolidate your debt, perfect wedding, education expenses, you have a new kid in the family, adoption expenses, all that kind of stuff. Or if you just want cash to manage your cash flows, okay, your cash inflows and your cash outflows. So you can call or visit a branch to apply. You get personalized help as BMO Harris team work with you through the application process, okay, and you get approved in 2 to 3 business days. They're really fast, okay. They're really fast, and what we love with BMO Harris is that they give you the resources you need to actually pay your loan, to pay your line of credit back. And they have, for instance, they have a line of credit calculator on their website. They have a savings calculator, so they have a lot of tools that help you beyond the application process to have a clear idea what your line of credit will be about. Fantastic. So, and one thing I said again, they have excellent customer service. The only problem is they are geo-restricted. They are basically in a couple of states only. They are in Arizona, Florida, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Minnesota, Missouri, and Wisconsin. Number 4, we have here Fifth Third Bank. Our score, 8.8 over 10. So Fifth Third Bank is a great institution that pulls TransUnion for a line of credit. So when you think about Fifth Third Bank, we love the flexibility. We love the transparency. They will work with you. They will let you know upfront what you could qualify for. And the flexibility is that they have unsecured line of credit and secure line of credit. Okay, so let's talk about the unsecured line of credit. So this line of credit allows you to access funds when you need it with no collateral required. It is unsecured. So here you have line amounts from $5,000 to $100,000. This is really great. We love, again, the generosity, quote unquote, the generosity here. And you have up to 10% of verified liquid assets. You have a 5-year draw period followed by a 10-year repayment period. And the APR range from 7.75 to 9.25%. So when you compare this to the 13% that BMO Harris is charging, you can see here that Fifth Third is really, really competitive here. So 7.75% to 9.25%. And they have on this line of credit, they have a $65 annual fee that is waived the first year. So funds are available via online transfer, checks, phone, or in a branch. So if you have any question, you can call 866-671-5353. Again, the number is 866-671-5353 to ask for more information, or you can even schedule an appointment. Very important. So that's for the unsecured line of credit. Now, Fifth Third also offers a secure line of credit. So you can secure this line of credit with funds in your Fifth Third savings, certificate of deposit, or investment accounts. Okay, so you'll have ongoing access to this line of credit while your assets continue to grow. This is really good. So here the amounts are more, quote unquote, more generous. We are looking at line amounts from $5,000 to $500,000. So you have to post between 50% to 100% of collateral. You have a 20-year draw period with balance due at maturity. You have interest-only monthly payments. The APR here is lower. That makes sense because we are speaking about a secure line of credit, a collateralized line of credit. So you have a 5.50% to 8.25%. There is no annual fee. So again, the funds here are available via online transfer, checks, phone, or in branch. Same procedure here. If you want to have more information or you want to apply for this secured line of credit, you want to call the number I just gave you earlier. Again, this number is 866-671-5353. Number 3, folks, we have here Truist Bank. Our score 9/10. Truist is a stellar institution when it comes to those banks that pull TransUnion for lines of credit and loans, okay? And we love the fact that with Truist, you can apply in person. You can apply also by phone. It really depends on you, but you got to have a Truist account still, okay? So if you have a Truist account, you want to apply by phone, just call 1-844-487-8478. Again, the number is 844-487-8478, okay? With Truist, you have a $5,000 minimum line of credit. This can be unsecured or secured, and Truist doesn't have a maximum amount. I mean, obviously they will set the limit based on your financial history, your transactional history with them, okay? There is no fee for the application. There's no fee for cash advance or annual fees, and the APR here can be as low as 10.74% all the way to 18%. Okay. Now, if you want to have the lowest rate, you got to have excellent credit. What we love with this Truist Bank line of credit is that you can have fast decision and same-day funding. You can access your cash with Truist online banking or their mobile app. Okay, so this is great for getting revolving access to cash, adding extra purchasing power, or being ready for unplanned expenses. Fantastic. But remember, you can apply by phone if you have a Truist account. If not, you have to apply at a branch. Okay, so Truist also have they have personal line of credit, and they also have another line of credit that is lower. This is what they call a Truist line. Okay, Truist line, whatever the difference between Truist, the line of credit that I said before, and this Truist line is that this line is secured. The first one was unsecured. This one is really secured. So basically, you have lines that start at $25,000. I'm talking about the collateralized line of credit though. So $25,000, that's the minimum, and you can get personal support from a premier banker. Now, if we are speaking about a line of credit that starts at $25,000, you better have a lot of cash in your in your Truist accounts, right? Especially if you are talking to a premier banker. So we are in a different category here. Now, if you want to secure this line of credit, there is a minimum of $100,000 in eligible investments that is required. So you choose how you use the cash. There's no problem here, okay? And this is what it is. And the third line of credit that Truist offers is a Truist Ready Now credit line. So this is great for overdraft or unforeseen expenses. So this line has your back. You have lines that range from $300 to $7,500. There are no transfer fees, and this is available to clients with the Truist checking accounts. So this could be actually accessible to a lot more customers. Again, the Truist Ready Now credit line, and $300 to $7,500. Fantastic. Number 2, folks, we have here Regions Bank. Our score 9.4/10. Again, folks, we are speaking about personal lines of credit that pull TransUnion. Obviously, those are lines of credit from banks, okay? And so the Regions Bank is a great player in that space here. We love Regions Banks for a lot of reasons, and not only because they are transparent, because they have stellar customer service, but we also love the fact that they have a constellation of credit line products, okay? So first of all, you have one thing you need to understand is that when you think about Regions, Their lines of credit give you options. That's what we love. They give you options real fast. You can use the funds to cover expenses as you need them. No questions asked. You can even link your line to a Regions checking account as overdraft protection. Think about that. That's just fantastic. Okay, so there is no collateral required, but you also have a variable interest rate. So first you have a preferred line of credit. So this is a revolving line of credit that requires no collateral and has a variable interest rate. So the maximum line amount here is $50,000. Okay, so when we think about the preferred line of credit, this is one of the top tiers when it comes to line of credit products offered by Regions. Okay, and you can use the cash for everything from home improvements to car repairs or unexpected expenses. If you have any question, please, you can call Regions at 1-888-462-7627, or you can just apply in a branch. Again, the number is 1-888-462-7627. So this is what it is, and you also have the Regions preferred line of credit, okay, that has no collateral, but you also have now when we talk about ways to apply. Again, you can apply online, by phone, or in a branch, but we actually suggest that you apply in a branch or by phone, okay, and you can do so Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturday 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Obviously, the time are in Central, okay? And this is important. So besides the Regions preferred line of credit, they have another product, and that's called the savings secured line of credit. So you basically are collateralizing the line of credit with your savings, okay? So this is a low interest line of credit secured by your Regions savings or money market account. You can borrow as much as 100% of your available balance in your collateral accounts, okay? You can use this product to build credit. You have variable interest, okay? And the cool thing is that you can always talk to Regions and see if they can graduate you later on to an unsecured line of credit. It's totally possible. We have seen this before. It will happen. Not a problem if you are responsible, of course, with your payment history. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Finest, yo, Mr. Killer, and call me señorita. I got me dreaming, my legs up on the ceiling. Oh yeah. I know when he come, he ain't never gonna leave. No. Hit it the night run, and that's the way I wanna be. So don't think I'm the one to won't ever be enough.
Welcome back, folks, to another session of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still talking about the personal lines of credit that pull TransUnion, okay? Obviously, those are banks, okay? And the number one, the best of the best in this category is U.S. Bank. Hands down. U.S. Bank, our score, 9.6 over 10. So when you think about U.S. Bank, I want you to think about transparency. I want you to think about customer service. I want you to think about the funding speed, okay? So if you are a current U.S. Bank customer with a FICO score of 680 or above, a personal line of credit could be right for you. We've seen them actually approve people who have a FICO scores around 600, okay? And you can use your personal line of credit up to $25,000 for ongoing access to available funds, or if you don't know the full cost of a project, you can actually just have the cash on the side, okay? And APR starts at 12.50%. You have easy access to funds. You have an ongoing credit for all your needs. And most importantly, one thing we love is that there is a quick application process. Okay, so this takes a few minutes only, and they have an easy and secure online application process. However, don't use the online application unless you have stellar credit. If you have less than stellar credit, you really want to go to a branch or you want to apply over the phone, okay? And there is no collateral required. This is unsecured. So maximum line amount, $25,000. So if you want to apply for a personal line of credit from U.S. Bank, remember, if you are already let's say, a customer, this is kind of cool because they only need to have a few pieces of info from you, okay? So you submit your application, you provide your social security number, your home address, and employment verification, okay? This is kind of cool, but once you have that, this is fine. And you can access your line of credit. You can use your Visa access card that they will give it to you. You can use your personal line access checks. You can access the cash at an ATM. You can access in the mobile app. So there is a large constellation of ways you can access your cash. You can even access your cash through your online banking account, or you can call their 24-hour banking service, or just visit a branch. So again, you have a lot of choices here to access this line of credit. What we love with U.S. Bank, I've said this before, I'll say it again, it's their customer service and the speed of funding. They are really good at that. They will work with you as soon as you provide all the information they need. They'll get back to you. They will approve your line of credit within 1 to 2 days. We've seen people actually being approved the same day, but those people had a strong relationship with U.S. Bank. So relationship matters, okay? This is really important. So if you are currently a U.S. Bank customer, you might want to think about getting a line of credit from them. Really important. Let's quickly have an overview of what are we talking about here. We are speaking about a line of credit that pulls TransUnion. Let's first understand what we call a personal line of credit. So a personal line of credit is an unsecured revolving account with a variable interest rate. So this is think of it as a type of loan you can draw from as needed and pay back with interest, much like a credit card. So when you think about it, this can be a viable option to help manage your daily cash flow, especially if you have an irregular income or are faced with an unexpected expense. And one thing you have to see here is that lines of credits generally have lower interest rate than credit cards, so you are typically benefiting here because they're cheaper for big cash advances. Okay. However, because personal lines of credit are unsecured, they are best for consumers with a strong credit history. So if you have bad credit, this is not a good option for you. So a line of credit really works much like a credit card. Okay, don't you get confused here. It's like a credit card. The only difference is you get access to cash, real cash. And when we talk about the types of lines of credit, you have personal lines of credit, and in that category you have unsecured, as I said before, and secured. So the secured line of credit are also called collateralized line of credit. And so beside personal lines of credit, you have business lines of credit. Again, in this category, you can have unsecured and secured. The third category of line of credit that you can have also is the home equity line of credit. So if you have equity in your house and you want to collateralize, you want to use this collateral as a security, you can get a home equity line of credit. The only thing is make sure that you make your payments because you might lose your house if something happens. Okay, when we talk about lines of credit, you have draw and repayment periods. Those are really important. We talk about balloon payments. So this type of repayment requires that the full balance is paid at the end of the draw period. And you also have a demand line of credit. So this is not very common, but it is still out there, and some banks are applying this. For example, U.S. Bank applies this in certain regions. Regions banks also does it in certain states. Okay, so this is totally possible. And we are speaking about TransUnion here. So make sure that your TransUnion credit report is clean. There are no derogatory items. There are no adverse items on that report. Here is a bonus for you. If you have made it so far, I want to talk to you about the pros and cons of personal lines of credit, so you have a better idea of what we're talking about. Here are the pros. You have quick access to funds. You have overdraft protection on some accounts. You have competitive rates compared to credit cards. No collateral required. And you only pay for the draws that you make. This is really important. What about the cons? You have higher rates than HELOCs, and interest is not tax deductible. This could be hard to qualify for if you have poor credit and or limited credit history. And you actually run the risk of over borrowing. And you have variable interest rates. Okay, so typically a personal line of credit has a variable interest rate, so it's really difficult to determine exactly how much interest you will end up paying. And to find the best personal line of credit, the first thing you need to do is you need to think about the institution with which you have a banking history. This could be a bank or a credit union. It's always important to start there, okay? Whether you have bad credit or good credit, doesn't matter. You want to start where they know you already. Because beyond your FICO score, your transactional history will also play an important role in your approval odds, okay? And if you want to get, let's say, a personal line of credit, you want to go to a branch, have a conversation with your bank, or have a conversation with a rep at your bank or credit union. You want to bring your paperwork. Make sure you bring your employment verification paperwork. This could be your W-2. This could be your pay stub. Also bring your financial statements. This could be your bank statements. This could be your tax returns. Anything that talks about your financial situation, bring it to a branch. So what I'm trying to say here is when you go to a branch, don't go empty-handed. You want to have all the information needed so that they might approve you on the spot. If you have everything, if you have all the information, of course they will actually they will do a hard pull. They'll run a hard pull on your credit. But once everything checks, they might approve you on the same day. So this is why you want to plan the appointment at the branch very carefully. But remember, you can also apply over the phone, not a problem. But our preference here, our advice here is to apply always at a branch if you can. If you live in the vicinity of a bank branch, let's say U.S. Bank, Regions Bank, Truist Bank, Fifth Third Bank, or BMO Harris, it's better to apply at a branch. Before I close today's conversation, please check out our loan evaluation approach. We have a strict methodology when it comes to categorizing, reviewing, and listing lines of credit and loans on this show. Check this out. So let's quickly recap today's conversation. So we spoke to you about personal lines of credit that pull TransUnion. Number 1, U.S. Bank 9.6 over 10. Number 2, Regions Bank 9.4 over 10. Number 3, we have here Truist Bank 9 over 10. Number 4, we have Fifth Third Bank 8.8 over 10. And number 5, we have BMO Harris 8.4 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.